Miss Gillespie says it's been 4 years and her fiancé can't pull off a robbery or hold a job. Today on Divorce Court. All rise. The Honorable Judge Starr presiding.
Hello, everyone. You may be seated.
Your Honor, the case of Gillespie v. Clariett.
Thank you very much. Welcome to Divorce Court. I am glad to have you all here joining me today. Today, we are looking at a case of addiction, possibly, but a lack of trust is at the core of everything that this couple is facing. And for all practical purposes, they're at a crossroads. Ms. Gillespie, what brings us to Divorce Court?
Your Honor, I'm here today because our date is set for September 21st. But Marcus has a drinking issue, and I need him to help me out with the kids a lot more. And if he can't go to therapy, this relationship is over.
So I understand that you, Ms. Gillespie, have been holding down the vast majority of responsibility in your relationship. Am I correct?
You're correct.
I'm gonna go over to Mr. Clariett. Tell me, sir, what's going on in this relationship?
Here today to show that I'm willing to change and do better for my family and myself also.
So, Mr. Clariett, you're looking to repair the relationship, correct?
Yes.
So, Ms. Gillespie, I'm gonna have you take us back to how you met and what led us to the point that we are now in divorce court.
Your Honor, I was at work, and a coworker asked me if we wanted to go out for drinks. As we were driving, I guess she was texting Marcus at the same time.
So you were getting set up?
Exactly. So when I got into the club, Marcus, as soon as he saw me, he grabbed me. And we vibed all night, and we just headed off from there.
But there were some issues, am I correct?
Yes. We went out to dinner one time, and I seen my bumper on the driver's side leaning. And I'm like, I look at him, I ask him what happened. He has no idea what happened. The next day, state troopers come to my house, tell me that there was a hit and run involvement with your vehicle. And he still didn't even remember what happened.
Was there alcohol involved?
Alcohol involved.
Mr. Clariett, tag you're it. What happened?
It was 10 o'clock in the morning, so there wasn't no alcohol involved. It was a bad snowstorm, and I slid and bumped another car, trying to avoid a car that was sliding towards me.
And you kept going?
The people were outside who vehicle hit, and they laughed about it. So when I drove off, it
But you
wasn't
kept going?
Yeah, because there wasn't no damage done to the other car.
Did you get out the car?
No.
Then how you know there was no damage done to the car?
Because I could see the car that was in front of me.
Okay, but the state trooper ends up showing up the next day.
I never known no state trooper to ever come.
Did you not notice that the bumper was damaged?
It was like a little spot.
Does anybody have any evidence for me to look at?
No.
Then that means I will move on. You say that he's reckless.
Yeah, as I was leaving for work, someone comes up to me and tells me, hey, your man just got arrested. And
At your job?
Yes, at my job. I come outside, my baby's screaming her head off. And the officer is holding my baby. I had to grab my baby.
How old is your child at this time?
Just a few months.
Why were the police arresting you at Miss Gillespie's office with a baby?
Every day, I would drop the baby off at my mother's house. I would go to work, and when I got off, I would pick the baby up and pick her up.
Okay, nice family dynamic, makes sense.
But whenever I'm late picking her up, if I'm 5 minutes, 10 minutes late, she wants to argue, she wants to fight, she wants to go back and forth. So I was trying to get there on time to avoid an argument.
And what happened?
I was speeding a little bit and got pulled over. And when I got pulled over, they arrested me for a warrant for like fines and stuff from a while back.
So wait, you are speeding knowing that you have warrants?
I didn't know I had warrants.
But you found out
I
then?
found out.
But you were speeding with the baby in the car.
Yes, and Your Honor, they found liquor in the car also. So,
Yeah.
yes.
Mr. Clariett?
Yeah, I just got off work.
The baby wasn't strapped in right, so it was a lot.
Mr. Clariett?
Yeah.
You were drinking, driving, speeding with the baby in the car, not strapped in the seat correctly.
She was strapped in the seat correctly.
I'll take that off. Drinking, driving, speeding.
Yeah. And I ain't denying it was reckless of me. And that's why I say I'm trying to learn and grow from my situations. I keep growing. Like, every time I've been through something, I've grown from it.
Yeah, jail will do that for you.
It definitely will.
It'll make you grow real quick. So he got arrested and you had to bail him out.
Yes.
So let me guess, that spends more money from the family.
Absolutely.
Ms. Gillespie, that was not the only time that the police were involved.
We had another baby. I had the baby 3 weeks prior before. He told me that he was leaving one night and that he was coming back. The police actually made it to my house before he did. So I answered the door. They told me, hey, do you know where your vehicle's at? I said, yeah. They said, do you know who's driving your vehicle? I said, yes. They said, okay, well, your vehicle's totaled and the person who's driving your car is arrested in the hospital. And I said, oh, okay. Like, I couldn't do anything but just bust out, like, crying. Like, not only is he gone, my car is gone. So
the car that you used for work in your family?
Yes, during the robbery, like...
Wait a minute, a robbery?
Yes. He ended up robbing a bar.
No, Ms. Gillespie, this cannot be your story to tell. Mr. Clariett, what happened?
Fell on hard times, and I made a bad decision. You know, I robbed the bar and went to prison for it. You know, after I robbed the bar, got into a car accident. One of the employees at the bar followed me and crashed into me, and I hit a telephone pole and shattered my pelvis and cracked my hip, so I had to get a hip replacement. And
so not only were you a robber, but you were a bad robber, and you ended up getting yourself hurt in the middle of all of that, right?
Yeah.
And long story short, the police caught you, and you ended up going to prison, correct?
Yeah.
How long were you in prison?
19 months.
It's been 6 months now that he's been out of work.
Help me to understand, Mr. Clariett, what are we talking about here?
With me being a felon right now, it's kind of hard with places to hire me.
I need you to work. I need you to, like, you know, get things together so you can help with the family.
So, Ms. Gillespie, I'm just asking you a question. Why are you still here?
I'm here because I know Marcus has the potential. Like, I know if he goes to therapy, like, he will be able to do better for our family.
When he came out of prison, what was the goal? What was the plan? I'm assuming you all sat down and you must have had some conversations about what was going to happen.
Absolutely, we did. The goal, he ended up basically getting out of prison, and he went to work for a little bit. But it's been 6 months now that he's been out of work. He did work for a little bit, and we were doing well, but he just stopped because it was a seasonal job.
Help me to understand, Mr. Clariett, what are we talking about here?
Day I got out of prison, I got a job.
What kind of work do you do?
I cook.
Okay, so you work in a restaurant?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. It's a seasonal restaurant?
Yeah, so our winters are bad. And
yes.
where I work at, it's on the lake. So they shut down for a few months.
I understand completely.
But
people eat every day, so there's other restaurants.
Yes.
Because clearly you are industrious, you know how to get a job. Why didn't you get another job working in another restaurant? Everybody tells me that the hospitality industry is looking for people right now.
Every day.
See, with me being a felon right now, it's kind of hard with places to hire me. Once I say that I'm a felon or what I'm a felon for, people look past me, like, you know,
But how long did you work for this seasonal restaurant?
From June and November.
So you had built up a reputation as somebody who was good in the kitchen, did their job, and at least for those 6 months, didn't have any problems. Am I correct on that?
Yeah.
That's called a resume.
Yeah.
Okay? And so your previous boss, did you get along with him?
Yeah.
So would your previous boss vouch for you that you are a reliable person when it comes to working? Would your previous boss do that?
Yes.
Have you sought that previous boss's assistance in getting a job? Like, go to him, man, woman, I have to help take care of my family. I need some work in this off season. Can you help me with that? Have you done that, sir?
Yes, I've filled out applications on Indeed, and I've been back at work these past few weekends, starting back. Why? Because he's getting ready for the new season, so I've been back because he opened up on the weekend. So I've been working for like a month now. He passed.
But this is the kind of thing that you put some shoe leather in, that you walk the streets, because I'm telling you, restaurants are dying to get people back. Dying to get people in that kitchen. And if you have experience and you have a good reference, even if you have had a criminal history.
He's definitely like needs to work. Like I need you to work. I need you to like, get things together so you can help with the family. Like, it's a struggle. Like we just bought our first home. And
no, you just bought that first home.
Yes, I just bought the first home. Yes.
Okay.
And helping with the kids and, you getting help will definitely help us stay together. Something has to be done.
This is not an equal partnership in this relationship.
Exactly. This is what I'm trying to get him to understand. Like, I need to be able to depend on him.
That's not gonna happen right now. You are not in a Build-A-Bear workshop, okay? So I understand that there was a final straw that something had to do with your job now.
Oh, yeah. I work 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. every day. Probably like 6 days out of the week.
What kind of work do you do?
I'm a CNA.
So you work in the health industry?
Yes.
Okay.
And I try to get Marcus to get up to help me every morning. Marcus is not a morning person.
I don't care if you don't have a job, everybody need to be a morning person.
Yeah.
Okay?
What? Yes. Yes. So, right, so I'm trying to get him to get up, and when I got to work that day, it was hard because my resident had a surgery appointment, and she was not able to make it to that surgery appointment because I was late. So as a result of that, I got a final warning at my job.
And guess what? If you lose your job, that whole family is messed up.
Absolutely.
Okay, so Mr. Clariett, help me to understand why you are not at least helping around at the house.
I help with everything around the house. I cook more than her. I clean just as much as her. I help with the kids.
So what was going on with the baby that day that you couldn't help them get ready in the morning?
Sorry. She criticized everything I do. So when I get the kids dressed, especially my daughters, if I get them dressed, she's gonna come behind me and be like, why you put this on them? This ain't right, that ain't right. And then it causes tension, an argument. And before she's going to work, which I'm dropping her off to work and taking the kids to daycare and school and doing all that, I don't want us to be arguing and fighting. I'll let you handle it.
He actually doesn't have to even worry about that. The prior night before, I get my kids' clothes ready, out and everything. The only thing he has to do is put them on.
She just start doing that.
I'm talking about this incident right here that almost resulted in her, but that did result in her getting a warning from her job. What happened that morning?
I have no knowledge of that even happening.
Ms. Gillespie, Mr. Clariett says he is not aware of this incident.
He knows. He knows it happens. Like, I've called him plenty of times, and this situation was very serious. Like, I was late. This resident was not able to vacate.
Miss Gillespie, I'm hearing you completely. I understand what you're saying. This is not an equal partnership in this relationship.
Exactly. And this is what I'm trying to get him to understand. Like, I need this to be equal. I need to be able to depend on him.
That's not going to happen right now. That's not going to happen right now. You are not in a Build-A-Bear workshop, okay? This is a grown man, and if you don't set real expectations that he meets, then he's not going to meet them. My husband says all the time, if you tell somebody that you will let them wipe their butts, they will let you wipe their butt. And that's exactly what you're doing. You wiping butts. And I'm not even talking about the little ones. You wiping butts. You working every day, 6 days a week, hustling, doing everything you need to do, getting kids together. Mr. Clariett says he's doing his part, but that's the most he can do right this minute. If that's not good enough for you, which, by the way, it wouldn't be good enough for me. But if that's not good enough for you, then, ma'am, stop trying to build a bear. That's not what's happening right now. Mr. Clariett, you have lots of things that you need to work through. Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
Are you getting that kind of help, sir?
No.
When you came out of prison, did you ask any of the law enforcement people to help you, put you in place with somebody that could help you with some mental assistance so that you could learn how to make better decisions? Did you do any of that, sir?
No, I just got a job.
Because it's not just having a job, okay? Because the decision to drink, drive, speed with the baby in the car, that doesn't have anything to do with having a job, okay?
Can I say something?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so also he's had a lot of like issues prior before he met me. And it was like depression, dealing with, you know, like people who passed away like back to back in his life.
Miss Gillespie, this don't have nothing to do with you. You're still building a bear. Unless you want a science project, why are you in this relationship? Bless your heart. I admire you wanting to keep your family together. That's a wonderful thing. But at some point, you have to say, I can do bad by my daggone self. I don't need all of this. You go work on yourself. I'm not mad at Mr. Clariett. You can just legitimately say, Marcus, I will never keep your children from you, but me and your kids have to have a real life that I can depend on. That's something that a responsible mother would say. All of this making excuses is not gonna work. You have little kids. They're seeing this example. It's time for you to put on your high heel shoes, your big girl panties, and grow the hell up your daggone self, okay? And Mr. Clariett, you need to take care of your mental health. You do. This has nothing to do with y'all being able to be together. You need to take care of yourself, sir, and take some responsibility for your bad choices. It's time for you to get the help you need. Do you agree with that at least?
Yes.
Mr. Clariett, I'm willing to offer you independent mental health services. This court is willing to do that if you're willing to take it.
Willing to take it.
Sir, if you are interested, I have made arrangements for you to receive free counseling in your own area from mental health and substance abuse specialist, Dr. Meyer Speller. Dr. Speller will be your individual therapist to get you started on a path to wholeness for yourself. Are you interested in working with her?
Yes, ma'am.
Then I'm going to make a referral for you. You notice that I'm speaking directly to you, sir, because this has nothing to do with Miss Gillespie. Miss Gillespie, because what I'm going to offer you is an opportunity to walk away. It's time for you to take care of yourself. And if Mr. Clariett can come back to you as a whole human being, then maybe that's the time for you to start building a family. But you need to take care of yourself. You need to have Mr. Clariett take care of himself. This is not the time to get married. Being married is a wonderful thing. I love my husband with all my heart. But that should not be the end goal. The end goal should be a whole human being with the best situation for yourself. This is a bad situation all the way around. I know that's not what you wanted to hear. I know you wanted me to try to give you resources for fixing it. This is not the time to fix this relationship. This is the time for some tough love, for you to say, I support you, Marcus. Go and get well. And then you need to take care of yourself. It is time for you to cut this cord. That's my verdict.
You look like you mad. Like, what it...
Shit's over.
It's over.
Yeah.
Like...
God damn, embarrassing.